What's up people, and welcome to another Alita Battle Angels discussion video. So with the recent release of the second official trailer for Alita Battle Angel, I recently made a video on my feelings with regards to how the trailer looked in comparison to the experiences I had reading the comic. Now in that video, one of the things I talked about was regards to the comment that Alita made with regards to the Berserker body.
This body, I feel a connection to it. I can't explain.
Now what concerned me was, despite reading the comic, I couldn't remember an obvious connection between Alita and that Berserker body either. I mean, there was nothing that was written in the story that gave an obvious connection between the body and Alita's past, for example. So what I wanted to do with this video is turn it into a discussion point and give some possibilities of what I thought the connection may be and see what you felt about it. Now this video will have a lot of spoilers in it because we will be covering a lot of information that comes out in Alita's past life as well as stuff that comes out later on in the comic. So if you haven't read up to the end of Battle Angel Alita Last Order, I would suggest that you shut down this video. So thinking over the various possibilities for which the movie can connect Alita to the Berserker body, I kind of came up with three basic possibilities, and these are just hypothetical, but I'll go over each one of these separately. So the first one is the most obvious, that there is a past life experience connection between Alita and the Berserker body. Now from the story of what we know about Alita's past, there isn't any connection that we have seen yet between her past life and that of the Berserker body in any way. In addition to that, there doesn't seem to be anything obvious of there being a connection between the faction that Alita was with, which was the Camera Group, which was of course the Black Ops division of the Mauser School of Panzerkunst, which she was associated with, and the Berserker body. And of course, what we know about the Berserker body is it's made up of Berserker cells, which of course makes the Berserker body so special. And according to Destinova, the analysis of the Berserker cells seemed to indicate that it used technology that came from the Venus Republic. And of course, the Panzer schools came from Mars. And so, yeah, there doesn't seem to be any particular connection. In fact, if anything, as we know from the Terraformer Wars, the Venus Republic was actually the enemy of Mars. They were warring against each other. And so if anything, there may have been an experience in which, Alita fought against soldiers who used the Berserker body. But if that was the case, I wouldn't think that there would be any attractive connection between her and the Berserker body. I would think that there would be a repulsive connection. She will feel repulsive or disgusted at looking at the Berserker body because she knew that the enemy that she used to fight, used that body. Now, there could always be a possibility that the movie producers are thinking of changing the story slightly so that there is a positive connection between the Berserker body and Alita's past. However, that would end up being a fairly large deviation considering the fact that, of course, Alita's Panzerkunst team was hired by the Republic of Jupiter to go against the Republic of Venus as well as the Earth Foundation. Now, of course, we all know that Alita herself took a key role in the Operation Malwolf, which went against the Earth Foundation directly. And so if there was any experience that Alita had in the past, once again, I would think that it would be a negative one and not a positive one. So the next possibility is the most simple one, that there is actually no connection between the Berserker body and Alita, except that it is a military, mechanized body. And Alita is a warrior, and just like with any warrior who sees a fine weapon and gets attracted to it, Alita becomes attracted to the Berserker body, because we all know that the Berserker body is one of the strongest weaponized bodies that comes out in the Battle Angel Alita storyline. And so yeah, I mean, that might be it. It would be a relatively simple explanation, and I'm not sure if it will earn such a strong presence in the trailer. But yeah, I mean, that would be the most simple one to do, and you wouldn't really need much of any change in the storyline. Hey, she's a warrior, and she just saw a fine weaponized body. I'm hoping that it isn't that, because she did mention that there is a connection between her and the Berserker body, which feels like it's not just a standard attraction, but there is some sort of connection. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's the case, but if it is something as simple as that, boy, then I'm sorry, I'm making a mountain out of a molehill here. So now the third possibility is the one that I'm most interested in, and that is not a past life connection between Alita and the Berserker body, but a technical one between her and the Berserker body's capabilities. So we all know that the Berserker body has two main capabilities. One is the regenerative / adaptive capabilities of the body's mechanized cell structure, but the other is, of course, the plasma weaponry that's incorporated into the Berserker body. The most obvious ones are the plasma jets that come out of her fingertips, and of course that makes her fingers basically little tiny lightsabers, and that of course makes her a more terrifying version of Marvel Comics' Lady Deathstrike. But in any case, why I want to dwell on the plasma capabilities is because plasma is Alita's Seinerweisen, as we find out later on in the story. Now, of course, Seinerweisen is a Panzerkunst technique, but unlike the other Panzerkunst moves, which are more specific to the art and have a specific, movement and style, Seinerweisen is unique to that specific Kunstler. The whole premise is that since each individual has a unique spirit, thought pattern, as well as physiology, both cybernetic and biological, when you combine all of them, they may have a specific Panzerkunst style that's very unique to their own fighting technique. Basically, a combination of all those may create new Panzerkunst moves that are only unique to that individual. And of course, in the latter parts of The Last Order, Alita starts manipulating plasma and utilizing plasma more and more to create many complex moves which are unique to her Panzerkunst style, such as the Plasma Soliton, which is a high-intensity plasma amplified version of the Herzaheon. And so yeah, this is something that only Alita seems to be able to do. And although it is enhanced by Destinova's Imaginos body, which she doesn't get until later on, of course, in the chapters, it may be something that's inherent in Alita's spirit, as well as her thought patterns, that makes her very comfortable with being able to use plasma energy. And so when she sees the Berserker body and feels the plasma energy capabilities emanating from it, maybe she starts getting an attraction to it, a natural attraction to it. And why I like this particular explanation the most is because it's most in line with the basic storyline of Alita Battle Angel. I mean, nothing will have to change in the storyline to accommodate this particular connection, and in fact, this connection will be somewhat a foreshadowing of what Alita will be able to do much later on in the chapters, and possibly later on in the movies, when she does get her Imaginos body and eventually starts being able to manipulate plasma more and more. And from the trailer, we know that Alita will be utilizing the plasma capabilities of the Berserker body, not only from the scene that we see where Alita is shooting the plasma jet out of her finger, but in the latter scene where we see Alita fighting a giant mech using something that looks like a plasma blade. Now, originally, I thought that was the Damascus blade because the scene before it was a motorball scene, but I realize now that they were two separate scenes, and this is most likely a corridor in the Hunter-Warrior division. And although she doesn't ever use a plasma-like blade in the comics, well, if that is something that comes out of the Berserker body in the movie, that will be an interesting twist. In any case, I don't mind that, because regardless of whether she uses the plasma from her fingertips or from a blade, if it comes out of the Berserker's body, then it will be in line with the basic storyline. Okay, so in any case, those are some of the ideas that I could come up with regards to what the connection may be between Alita and the Berserker body. And if you have any ideas of your own, I would like to hear it. Please post it in the comments section below, and I thank you very much in advance for that because, yeah, I would like to find out what people may think with regards to what that connection may be. In any case, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll try to post more comics, animations, and movie videos in the future, and at that time, I hope you join us. And until then, thank you very much. Happy comic book reading, happy animation watching, happy movie watching, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.